the one of the live streams I'm doing here would be about my pilgrimage that I did for almost a week ago. And this is a recap of my experiences and my thoughts during the unfortunately only the day I was away, but hopefully I can do a new one this weekend. I will talk about a little bit more about my thoughts and what the Gospels talks about when it comes to traveling and journeys and, of course, pilgrimage. And the second part, I will talk about the gear I have with me and an example of how I did my packaging. So, the first I'm going to talk about, the first place in the Gospels is from Matthew 14. I will, in the description down below later, there will be, I will write the different Bible verses I'm going to talk about. But in Matthew, and all of the Gospels actually, Jesus travels by foot. And he only have one exception for it, and that is the donkey he will be rode on into Jerusalem for the Passover celebration. The donkey was significant enough to be mentioned because it stood out from the normal way that he traveled. He traveled by foot. You have to excuse my dog that guards the home with her life. But Jesus traveled by foot. He walked everywhere. And even if he walked, he became a threat to the Roman Empire eventually, just because he gathered followers with him. And there are parts of the Gospels that talks about Jesus and his need to be left alone from time to time, mostly to pray or actually to mourn. And that is Matthew 14, line 13 and 23. So we'll be talking about. And line 13 is about when he gets the news about the death of John the Baptist. He wants to grieve, of course, but he has a bunch of followers, a bunch of people that follow him. Later, Jesus will do one of his first miracles here. It's not a prophet miracle, but he will give 5,000 people bread and fish. So everyone that had fed so many people on a tight budget knows that you need a miracle. Anyway, after that, he gets a new breather to be alone in the mountain to pray. And I can understand that he took advantage of the opportunity for him for some me time to heal. And he is there actually until the night comes. So what does it mean to follow Jesus? Well, imagine that you are somewhere in a new place. You don't know where you are, but you want to know more about your surroundings. So you decide to go on a guided tour. Just because you don't know where you are, and you stick to the group and listen to what the guide says. If you are going to the left or to the right, on what you can see along the way. And even if you might get behind, the guide will wait for you to catch up, or even go looking for you if you are completely lost. The second place in the Bible I will be talking about is about traveling and getting somewhere. And it is in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, line 13 to 16. That is the day after the death of Jesus. The two of his disciples were on their way to Emmaus, and as they walked, they talked about what happened and all the things they had witnessed. And Jesus comes and walks with them, but they don't recognize him until they share a meal together. So here we can think about, who do we let walk alongside with us on our journeys? It makes me think of a story that calls Footprints in the Sand. It's about an old man who walks together with God on a beach. And the man sees a different part of his life in the air, and he gets concerned and asks God, I can see that you have been with me through the good days. But when the bad days comes, I can only see one pair of footprints. Why did you abandon me when you needed me the most? And the Lord answers, during the bad days, when you only see one pair of footprints, this was when I carried you. So, moral of the story here, let Jesus guide you in your life and let God carry you when you need it. So, these were my thoughts when I was out and about in the middle of a forest. Now I will talk a little bit about my packaging. And what you need to think about when it comes to packaging. First of all, when it comes to clothes, no matter what weather condition they are or what season there is, when you are no matter where you are, in a mountain or in the forest or whatever, think layers when it comes to clothes. So first of all, my layers was 4 on the upper body and 3 in the lower body, if I ever was needed to. Because you need to generate your own body heat, so you need to preserve so you don't freeze. I won't say freeze to death. You don't, not here in this climate, but it can be cold. And I had 4, as I said. First, I had a tank top, a hoodie, a knitted sweater, and the outer layer was a raincoat that was rain and water resistant and wind resistant. All of my clothes were packed in zip bags like this. That is because when you pack in zip bags, your backpack can be wet and anything can happen. But your clothes are dry, and that is most important when you are away. And shoes. Now, shoes, you need to choose shoes that are comfortable, durable, and most also water resistant. So and with a thick sole. So I have these, and you can see it's a pretty thick sole and it's very rough uh, beneath it. And the brand is Haglöf. And they are my new favorite for when it comes to shoes. These they are wonderful. Then when it comes to everything else, utensils, gear, everything, think foldable as much as possible. And that also one of the reasons why I like to be outdoors and be away, just to have everything that keeps me alive and filled and dry is foldable. So here are my field kitchen. That is a frying pan or a lid, and in the bigger pot you have a smaller pot that also have a lid. So, and the handles are also foldables. Now, another thing when it comes to all the packaging is weight. It's more of a what are you comfortable with? How much weight do you want to in your backpack? And go from there and see what well, if there anything is acceptable for you. My backpack weighed 26 kilos. It's on the brink of being heavy, but not that much. Actually, it was pretty much okay for me. But can I stay under 25 kilos in the future? I will do it. And the one that is the most that wastes the most is water. You have to have water with you sometimes. So that can be also when you choose your trail, think of where can I have water, or can I how much food do I need to take with me? What is acceptable? And if you are somewhere in that really can be small coffee shops or something like that, the just think about, do I need to have food for me for 3 days? I will be away for 7, for example. Do I need to have food with me for all the 7 days, or just maybe 3 days and restock on the way? The stuff like that you need to have in mind. So now that I will probably take um, a new um, uh, mini pilgrimage this weekend, and I will have my daughter with me probably. We will be at the camping site, and at that camping site there are fresh water, so there will be no. Um, um, I don't have to carry it with me. And also, when it comes to water, uh, you have to think of how much water do I use uh, from um, that what you drink during the tour, and also what you need for cooking if you need to um, and you have all the things after cooking when you have to clean your utensils, wash your hands, everything that um, and how much is do you really need. So um, this is a short recap of my pilgrimage. Is there anything you want to know? I am all ears. Mm. So, so, um, so, um, I am thinking of already of what my next pilgrimage will take place, and if I have afford it, I will probably not go here in my surroundings. There have been so far actually travel a little bit and go on the real pilgrimage trail. For that, I need to upgrade some of my gear. Um, Not to mention my raincoat need a serious upgrade. so, um, um, so um, have anyone of you been on a pilgrimage, or you want to go on a pilgrimage? Just speak your mind. I am alive for a little while more. Um, mm, so, um, do I have anything else? Well, yeah, and another pro tip is a powerful power bank, like the one I have here. Um, it's a solar power bank. I have another one that is just a solar panel for charging up power banks and such. Um, the one um, that failed for me this pilgrimage was that the self um, the electric cord for my cell phone just stopped working. So I only had a couple of percentage left on my cell phone, and I needed to just to get hold of people if I had to, and also to document um, everything that um, that I had planned. So just because it that failed also meant that I didn't record anything. I just took a couple of pictures, and you can see them on my channel under under short under stories, I think. Just wanted to show you how the landscape looked like and the diverse landscape I was walking in. First, I followed a dirt road, and from that, I was out on the field until I found the creek that later followed. And that creek is notorious for flooded over as soon as there are some rain. Now there hasn't been any rain for a while, so there was almost no creek left. So now here comes the water problem once again. My initial thought that for the water dam needed to do everything except for drinking and cooking, I will take from that creek. No, that creek was far beyond that trail. I couldn't access to it, unfortunately. So um, then from the field, there was the trail led me into a forest, a really nice mushroom picking forest. We have something here in Sweden that called allemansrätt. It means the right for every man. That is, when you are in nature, you don't need a permission to walk on someone's land unless it is fenced in or a garden of sorts. But when you are in a forest, you can pick mushrooms, pick flowers, unless there are red listed flowers, and there are some. So when something are red listed, there are no go on them. And like for example, if you need to make a fire, you pick branches from the ground and not cutting down trees. If you need to cut something down, like a small pine tree or whatever, you cut it down so it doesn't shows. So that if you have the ground here and you have the root here, you cut it down as low as possible. So the ground just folding over. One of those examples. And what else? Yeah, and when you are walking through trails, sometimes you need to go through meadows of sorts. They are fenced in and with the gate, so it's really important that you close the gate after you when you enter it. And sometimes the meadows have inhabitants in form of the sheep or horses or cows or whatever. And as long as you don't bother them, they don't bother you. So, and this all man's right also gives you the right to make camp for one night in a forest without permission. And when you make camp, or more likely when you break camp the day after, you don't leave a trail after you. So or you don't leave anything actually. So also this is one of the things you need to think about when it comes to packaging, because you need to take your garbage with you. When it comes to leftovers or other organic things, you can make a small hole in the ground and put it there. But anything else that doesn't belong in nature, you take it with you, no matter what. Sorry about that. So that is my thoughts and my recap about this this pilgrimage I had for 2025. So my goal is that next year I will do a real one without any hiccups and breaks and such. I hope. So this is all I can offer you for now. So leave a comment or browse around here on my channel. I have something for everyone, hopefully. And as I used to say in my episodes, if you don't know what to do, at least be kind. So with that, I thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope I see you next week in my next live stream. So, bye.